I just picked up a little bit more paint for the truck. And I picked up a new radiator cap for the Pontiac and some coolant to throw in it. So hopefully that'll fix the problem. So there's our new cap. Throw on this bad Larry right here. And this is our old one. That did us no good. I mean, there's some metal in it obviously, but it's just, I don't know, it just seems cheap and it never fits on there properly. Even when it was on there fully the other day, but like even then it still just doesn't seal, so. Let's try this thing out, huh? How's this thing? Is that on there? I think that's on there and it seems proper. I think. Yes. Yes, indeed. And it fits comfortably too. This one kept hitting that side piece. Perfect. So I'm now starting on the bottoms. Also, I don't know, some of you guys might think it's stupid, but the frame's all solid. Like it is all very solid, very nice. But it obviously had the regular like Chevy orange color to it. So I sanded it down, primered it, sanded the primer, and then threw some black over. It's not gonna hurt it. It makes it look way nicer, I think. But I did that. So now I'm gonna do as much as I can with the paint I have. I'm gonna probably start, I guess, with the back, then do the middle, and then do the doors and the bottom of the cab. Pretty much just doing there down though, because I don't have enough paint obviously to do the tops. But the roof's painted now, tailgate's painted, wheels are painted, frames cleaned up and painted, front end's all painted, the bumper and the grill. So once I do all the bottom of this, then I'll probably do the hood. And then I'll get enough paint to do the doors, the fenders, and the bed. Well, the top of the bed. So yeah, we got a good start. This one's all done. That one's all done. Again, the way it comes out, it's not matte black, but it's like, it's got a gloss to it. Again, it's the same thing that I did with my last truck, and I really like the way it turned out, so that's why I'm doing the same thing. Because it's not matte black. It is glossy, but it's like a very different kind of gloss. The camera doesn't show up as well with how it looks in person, but it's just like a really different kind of black. I don't know how to describe it, like a satin looking black or something, but I don't know. For some reason, I really liked it on the last truck. It just looks cool to me because I like how it's different, but it looks good. So far so good. We got that one done, this one done, this one about. Got to do another coat or two on that. And then starting on this side, I got to tape everything off still. Just started taping. So there we go. It's decent. It's definitely not perfect. There's a few drips, there's a few messed up spots, but you know, it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm doing it by myself. If I wanted it perfect, I could bring it to a paint shop, but kind of like the imperfectness to it. But yeah, there it is. The bottom's all black now. So sometime soon, I'm not gonna do anything else right now. I'm just gonna leave it for how it is, but I'll start working up soon. But this is all done. Tape's on my taillight because the brackets broke off this one. They were already broken off that one, and now they broke off the other one because that's what Chevy taillights do. But the new taillights should be here in the next couple days. This is all done. Still have to sand down this, and there was a little bit of extra spray right there, but not too worried about it. Not bad so far though. I mean, the truck's already looking 10 times better than when I first got it, and I think it's only been like a week. So I'm pretty happy with how things are going. And I'm pretty excited to see this thing all black. You guys want to know how loud a straight pipe 6.0 is? Pretty damn. I put the new cap on, but I've not refilled it with coolant, so there's only a little bit of water in there right now. I think I'm gonna try to drain the water out. I mean, there wasn't a lot in there, but still, I don't want it in there at all. I'd rather just have all coolant. And I got 3 jugs of coolant ready for it. Damn. Well, that appears to be an issue. So she's definitely dripping, and it looks like it's coming from up here somewhere. So I'm gonna clean it all off with brake clean, see if I can find a crack or whatnot, see if I can find the issue. I think there's a crack in the radiator, and ironically, lucky enough, I actually have a spare radiator for this car sitting in my room. So I think I'm gonna have to replace the radiator, but no big deal. I'll pop a new one in and she'll still be on her way. I'm going over right now to go pick up the radiator. It was actually given to me by the previous owner of the car way back when I bought it. I think he ended up buying it because he was originally going to replace it because he thought the radiator was leaking, and it turned out to just be like a crack, or a crack in one of the pipes or something, one of the hoses. So he replaced that, and he's like, so I just had the extra radiator. Be all set to go. New radiator, new coolant, new radiator cap. Should be all set. So just to clarify, I think with the Pontiac, obviously it wasn't leaking fluid before, I don't think. So I think the radiator cap didn't build enough pressure, so it got hot, and from it getting hot, it caused it to crack, or possibly it got really hot, and then water got dumped on the radiator after, which isn't really a good idea because that immediately cools it down, and that could have cracked it. But also, come to think of it now, when I was waiting in the line, because I had to wait for like 2 hours in the burnout line before we went into the pit, one of the guys that I was talking to, he's like, oh, I think your car's leaking something, and I smelled it, and I was like, oh, or I might even taste it, I don't remember, but I was like, oh, it's just water, and I was like, I don't know where the water's coming from though, but it could have been coolant leaking already out of it, because it could have had a crack somehow from towing the car. Maybe it was just fragile and I hit a bump and it cracked the radiator, I don't know. So there's honestly, I don't really know what it leads to. I don't know if it was when I was in the pit it cracked. I don't know if it was after the burnout pit it cracked. I don't know if it was before it was cracked and I was already low on coolant. I have no idea, but now that I think about it, the guy was like, there was some fluid under my car. I couldn't think of what it was. I thought it was from a car in front of me as I pulled up in the line. I thought maybe it was coming out of the like trunk area from possible rain, getting caught when the T-tops leak or something. I don't know, but honestly, if I was to guess, I think that it might have been coolant, and it possibly just cracked from waiting in line, I guess, in the hot sun with it idling for 30 minutes. I don't know, but I don't know why, but it's time for a radiator. But I think I also still needed the radiator cap, no matter what, so that wasn't a waste of time. So, we got the third brake light here. We do not have the actual tail lights yet. I think they're supposed to be here tomorrow or the day after, but I'm gonna throw this in for now. And it's honestly not even gonna stick out because the roof's already black on the truck, so it'll blend in with the roof. So there we go. I like how it blends in though, because the rest of the truck's still white and it's black. So let's try out the cargo lamp, see if that works. It does indeed work. And now I gotta put something on the brake pedal. My persuasion pipe will do. Just for enough. Yeah. That looks so pretty. Now without the cargo lamp. Ooh, look at that. Nice. It's small, but it's actually really, really bright in person. Camera doesn't show up as well, but I like it. Very pretty. Taillight should be here tomorrow. Because this needs to go. Both sides. That needs to go. That'll make the truck look like 40 times better. New rear bumper soon too. Just now starting to dig into the radiator. I let out the little bit of coolant that was in it. Took off the intake. And I took off this little panel right here that had 4 bolts. And I guess that is primarily all that holds this stuff in. So there's a bolt or two. Oh no, that's not even a bolt. That's held together with like little clips. So I think all I take off is the hoses pretty much, and the thing just falls out. These things are so easy to work on. So yeah, that was pretty easy. That's all we had to do. Basically the 2 hoses and that, and a clip over here, and that was pretty much it. Pretty damn easy. So obviously I'm gonna switch all the hoses over to the other one. It's got a few nicks in it from being moved around, but none of them are in the actual like vents of it, so should be all right. And this is where that crack is. Very large crack. Like that's all the way up the side of the damn thing. From here to here, it's all cracked, so that was indeed our issue. I gotta get this little sensor thing out of here. And pop that over, switch all this over. Throw the new one in, put some coolant in, and give it a test drive. All switched over from the old one to the new one. Now I'm just trying to fit it back in place. It's kind of a lot of wiggling and jiggling to get things all to click into place, because a lot of it just is little hooks that everything sits on. So now I just gotta sit here and wiggle for a little bit, pop on a few lines, and then it's ready for coolant. So I don't know where it's leaking from. I can't see anything that's wet. The only thing that I think it could be is maybe there's a crack on the bottom of the radiator. I don't know where else the hell it would be leaking from, because it's all dry everywhere else. So I don't really know. I don't know where it's leaking from. Might just be a crack at the bottom of the radiator, which means I have to take this one back out and look at the bottom of it. And I guess if there's a crack somehow in the bottom of this one, I really hope there's not, but if there's somehow a crack in this one, then I guess I just have to JB weld it, which at that point I could have just done with that one instead of taking it out. So it's kind of frustrating, but it's kind of all this car does is frustrate me all the time. So whatever, I can't blame the car for how I drive it. It is what it is, but stupid little stuff like this gets really annoying. So radiator's coming back out again. So yep, it's nice. Nice, now my phone's covered in coolant. Yeah, it's nice and perfect. It's cracked all the way around the entire thing. So I don't know if I just did that putting it in, even though I kind of just eased it in. I didn't push it very hard, but either I just broke it or someone else broke it when it was in my room. Probably something like that, because people throw all my stuff around. So someone probably just threw it into the wall and broke it. So I don't even know if it's worth putting that one back in, because I have to JB weld one of them now. So that's a lot bigger damage than that. That's got a crack in it, and that whole piece is coming off the bottom. So I don't know. I might just JB weld that one back. And at that point, I really just wish I didn't take the entire thing out, because I could have JB welded that without moving it. So I don't know. I'm about done looking at the car for now. I'll probably just come back to it later. I don't have JB Weld, so I have to go to the store and spend more money and then come back. So it's going to sit like this for a while, maybe a day or two, I don't know. And our new taillights showed up. Boy, do those look pretty. So out with the old crappy taped in ones, and in with the nice new ones. Headlights, taillights make such a drastic difference. Gosh, those are pretty. Very pretty. There we go, we got one hooked up. Always been my favorite lights ever. Every Chevy truck I've had, I get the same ones, but they make me happy every time. So, you know, if it makes you happy and you know, they work good, then you don't need to get something else. The blinker's out on that side, so sweet.